Hi. I didn't know how to start this video. I didn't want to be like weird about it, like hi guys, because nobody's watching it right now. This is my first YouTube video. I do tutorials for other social medias, but I've never edited videos before, so it'll probably be really bad, honestly. The editing probably won't be too great, and the quality is not too good. I'm using it on my phone right now, and I'm using this palette, obviously. I'm just gonna like start the makeup look. I don't really have anything to say. I've already gelled down my eyebrows. That's how I do my eyebrows, and I put concealer on my lid, and I carved out the underneath of my eyebrows. But we're going to use the Alexis Stone palette. That's a collab with Makeup Revolution, and I'm going to use these deeper shades down here. And I'm going to do a Mitchell-inspired look, the P. Louise, you know, kind of style. I thought that would be, like, a good way to start, like, to do my first video, because that's what my style kind of is, I think. After I started following him and seeing his videos, I really just switched over doing more neutral and light makeup to doing really bold looks, cut creases, full cut creases, and liner and everything. So what I'm going to do is, this palette's kind of iffy for me. Sometimes whenever I use the blues, sorry, it'll probably do that white thing a lot too. I'm using my phone. I'm going to use the blues and the purples. I'm using a Morphe packing brush, and I'm just going to pack that into my lid. Sorry if the palette, not the palette, but my mirror is going to get in the way. Can I not zoom in? I guess not. My palette might get in the way and it might cause everything to go more white. Sorry about that. I'm going to try and keep it out of your way and make sure that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm probably going to be taking a lot of deep breaths like that, just because whenever I'm talking, I'm not really realizing whenever I'm not breathing. But I'm just going to pack this into my crease. I have hooded lids, so I make sure I pack it above where my lid folds when I open my eye. And I think I have quite a bit of lid space, so it's easier for me than other people. So now that we have that packed on to our crease, I'm going to take a small blending brush. I'm going to still take, did I show the shade before? Well, I'm just going to take this blue shade. That's what I packed with, and that's what I'm going to continue to blend with. And I'm going to use smaller brushes to bigger brushes, because whenever I'm blending out darker colors, I want a smaller brush because it'll blend in a smaller area. It'll blend out, or it'll blur the line without moving the blend, you know? So you'll get a blend without it moving up your lid too much. Sorry, I'm not good at explaining stuff. This is my first YouTube video, obviously. Something that I do whenever I'm blending is I won't blend straight across. I will blend in a certain area. And this works better whenever you're more into the look, not whenever you're building the first shadow that you have. So I will blend in circles in a small area. And you can see how that part is a little bit more blended than the rest of it, and I'll just do that for like the entire line of my shadow. Maybe I should breathe. So I'm going to go in with maybe this purple and this purple, but no, this purple first, actually. I'm just using a bigger brush to blend this out with. I'm going to talk more about the look and how you get like more of a P. Louise style, Mitchell style look. They do really bold, pigmented looks, so like you really want to start out with having good product. Morphe palettes are really pigmented. The James Charles palette's a good one to buy. But if you don't have $48 or however much you pay for it, I paid $35 for mine whenever his like big scandal was going out. Like they put it on sale. Sorry, I gotta breathe again. Just make sure you have a pigmented palette and, you know, choose some bold colors and do a cut crease or a wing, you know, do some detail in it. Like, they do such nice work. It's so blended. Like, he can blend better on other people than I can on myself. Like, what the fuck? How you do that? And now, sorry, I'm blending in these two purple shades, this one and this one. I'm just mixing them together. I'm not doing separate. And I'm just bringing that up more. I always blend into the last shadow that I blended. I don't start by like placing the next shadow that I'm blending onto a blank spot of my eye, because then you'll just have like, boom, it's there, and it's going to be harder for you to blend that out, and it's going to be harder for you to blend it into the next shade. So it's easier for you to start mixing the shades together and blending them than opposed to like separating and then blending. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to blend in this lightest pink shade we got. But I'm packing on that blue shade again. And we're going to blend that in with the same brush that we blended in with the first time. I'm just going back in and making that more deep. I make sure that my darkest shade is above my crease. You want your darkest shade to be above your crease, especially if you're doing a half cut crease, a cut crease, or whatever, because why put that shade on there if you're just going to cover it up with concealer, you know what I mean? So make sure if you have hooded eyes like me, you are bringing that shade up. And it might not look like I have hooded eyes, but these eyebrows are up 24/7. So this is what I normally look like. I look like a man, but I keep my eyes like this. Like, I can't tell you how long I've been doing that. It's just natural now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our micellar cleansing water. I got this from Walgreens in the skincare aisle. I don't know if you can get it in the makeup aisle. I don't know if they like advertise it in any makeup aisles. Now I'm going to take it on a Q-tip, and I'm going to do my half cut crease. Sorry, I'm being quiet right now. I don't want to mess it up. So I just take that and remove the product from the lid. It's easier for you to remove product from the lid and then conceal. We're taking my Milani concealer, or Conceal and Perfect Plus Perfect concealer in shade 115. I normally use shade 110, but they didn't have that there. This will work for me for now. And I just take that on a super, super, super flat brush. My dog chewed on it, so it's kind of messed up. Just take concealer, and I feel like your cut crease, what it looks like, is really important in, you know, the Mitchell or P. Louise style kind of makeup, because theirs are always crisp and clean and perfect. Like, there is nothing wrong with any of it. So you want to make sure you got that good. Alright, that looks pretty okay. A tip for whenever you're doing a cut crease, instead of leaving the end like that, pack it so that you already got a little bit of a blend right there. And just so it's not harder for you to bring back in the colors that you have on your lid. So I'm just going to do this eye. Okay, so they are a little bit uneven right now, but that's alright. I'm going to take that brush from earlier and just start packing back that blue onto my lid, just under the outer V for now. I'm going to bring it in and it's like slanted toward my iris. One thing you want to do after you put concealer on your lid is you want to tap off the excess. It's really important. Your eyeshadow will definitely go onto it better. I know you think you have more product on your lid and more of a base, it'll go on better, but if you have excess product, then, you know, you're just packing, you know, eyeshadow onto the first layer of product, and you still have more layers underneath, and your eyeshadow will move, and you'll see the concealer underneath, and it'll just be bad. So now I'm going to use a loose glitter by a company on Instagram called Fluttered by Row. Sorry, it probably won't focus. I found out from this what this company was, or that it was a company, by Beats by Deb. She posted they're having a sale on loose glitters for $1 each, and I hopped on that deal. This is a loose, chunky hollow glitter, and I love chunky glitters so much. It looks so much better than just fine glitter. And I'm just going to blend in some more over here, making sure it looks alright. So now I'm going to do a thick liner, but it's not going to be a wing, because I know that's kind of hard for a lot of people. It used to be really hard for me, but it's going to be thick because P. Louise is very dramatic makeup. Mitchell does very dramatic makeup, so we will do a dramatic wing, but it'll be really easy. Like, beginners could probably do this look, you know, if you have the right products and you have the patience to actually go through it and follow through with it. That was probably one of the hardest things for me whenever I first started to do makeup, was whenever it didn't come out how I wanted it. Like, if my cut crease didn't come out as crisp as I wanted it, I would take my eyeshadow off, you know, but you can't do that. You gotta finish your looks. I promise it doesn't look as bad at the end as it does while you're doing it throughout the process. And I want it to be blue so that you can still see some blue in the looks. I'm going to use the Norvina Volume 1 palette, the Pro Pigment palette, and I'm going to take shade D4 because it is the closest shade to that blue. Now I'm about to do my lashes. I use Mominx lashes. These are the style Salty, and these are the biggest style that they have. They're really nice. They probably don't look too big right now in the package, but they're big girls. They're really nice. I love them. Now we're about to do our waterline. I'm using the Maybelline Tattoo Gel Pencil Studio something. A lot of words. I don't know. I'm going to now pack on that dark blue that I had from the Alexis Stone palette. And it probably won't go on super well just because I don't have like foundation on. There's no base for it to go on. Maybe I can put a little pink up top, you know. Okay, and now I'm about to do my lower lashes. I use the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara for my top lashes as well. I love this as a lower lash mascara just because it fans out your lashes. It doesn't make them clumpy at all, and it just makes them look real nice. I'm about to just highlight my brow bone in our corner. I use the Artist Couture loose highlighter in Cocoa Bling. I don't know if I'm going to do my eyebrows or not because I kind of don't want to. No. Let me look at it, make sure it looks alright. Okay, it's good enough for me doing my makeup in a little bit of time. I would zoom in if I could, but this is my like little Mitchell inspired makeup look. I'll do another one tomorrow, I promise. It looks a little crazy right now. I don't have my makeup, or not my makeup, I don't have my foundation on, and it's not like the biggest look ever, but this is a pretty simple look for somebody that wants to achieve a nice bold look. Sorry I said look so much.